students, a very good evening, a very warm welcome to your favorite channel. So how are you all doing? Yes, good evening Alina, good evening Harathi, good evening Abhiram, hello Nikita, hi Aditi, yes, alright, good evening Jaya, Firdaus. Hi Firdaus, hi Arbas, good evening Shavi, yes, good evening Arbas, good evening Shankar, Tavishi. Alright, so I hope everybody can see me and hear me properly. Hello Madiha, hi Shankar. Alright, so I hope there is no glitch at all, everybody can see me and hear me. Yes? Alright, so there is no glitch at all, so we can start. My name is Khushbu and a very warm welcome to yet another wonderful session. So do you know what today's session is about? What are we going to learn in this session? Yes, lots of thumbs up I can see. Alright, so it's working fine for all of you. Great. So what are we going to learn today? I'm sure that you would have seen the title of the video. We will be talking about the proof of irrationality. It's basically a topic from your chapter, first chapter of NCERT, real numbers. Yes. Oh, today is your birthday, Adarsh. Happy birthday. Alright. So we'll be talking about the proof of irrationality in this forum. Yes, Madiha, absolutely. Alright. So let's get started. So before we formally start the session, there is an important update for you that Byjus is organizing Byjus Scholarship Test. This is for classes 4th to 10th, and the best part is you will get up to 100% scholarship, and you can register for free now. Last date for registration is 22nd May till 6 a.m. So see, when you appear for such kind of test, so why do you think this is important? How they actually help you? They basically help you in analyzing your strengths and weaknesses, and you can also analyze your key areas of improvement, right? Yes. And also what happens is you will be able to assess your understanding of basic concepts. You can set a benchmark against the other students at the state and all India level also, right? Absolutely, Shankar, yes. Alright. And also you will be able to understand the gaps in your preparation for future competitive exams, and then you can take corrective actions according to that. Yes, Shankar, they can join. And another interesting thing for you, for the Byjus Achivers batch, you all are a part of Achievers batch, right? So basically in 45 days, we will be covering these 3 chapters in maths as well as science. In maths, we'll be covering real numbers, polynomials, linear equation in 2 variables. So basically, we will have concept sessions, there will be NCERT solutions, we will give you NCERT exemplar solutions also would be there. There would be doubt sessions also, quizzes would be there, right? So it's going to be so much fun. We are going to have a lot of fun in these sessions. Yes. Alright, and for science as well, similarly for science, these 3 chapters would be covered: chemical reactions and equations, light reflection and refraction, and life processes. Yes? Alright, and please join us on Telegram, because there you would be getting revision questions. See, revision is very important, because whenever we learn any concept, what we do is, we learn the concept and then we are like, okay, we know it. After that, we don't try out questions on that. After 2-3 days, so definitely we are not going to try any questions on that. And then what happens is we start forgetting those things, right? So revision questions you would get there, session updates, right? You keep asking them, when is the next session? What is the next session about? So please join us on Telegram. You would keep getting the notifications for the session updates. Homework questions would be there. Also session notes, which you keep asking for. Session PDFs would be shared, and there would be quizzes as well. So link is given in the description of today's session. Yes, and it's in the comment chat section also. Yes, first concept session of real numbers. Yes, for the first concept session. So Parvati, what I would suggest you, if you have subscribed the channel, you can see the playlist, right? Absolutely, Shankar. So why this all is important? These all are going to help you in your practice, right? And practice makes a man perfect, right? Thank you, Abhimanyu, for such positive words. Alright. So let's get started. So first, we have already talked about the fundamental theorem of arithmetic. So let's first recall what fundamental theorem of arithmetic is. I'm sure that all of you have watched the previous session that we did on fundamental theorem of arithmetic, yes? I'm assuming that everybody has seen that session. See, whenever we do a session, you know what you should do. The right way to study is you should try out a few questions on that topic just to check your understanding of basic concepts, to check whether you are able to apply that newly learned knowledge on that or not. Because see, in math, it's all about this. You learn a concept and then you try out questions. If you're able to apply that knowledge, the concepts that you have learned on the question, that means you're done. And how you should do it? First, you start off with the basic ones and then you gradually increase the level of the questions. That's how you should learn this subject. Everybody is saying yes, ma'am. Wow. Everybody has revised that. That's awesome. So what is fundamental theorem of arithmetic? So every composite number can be expressed as a product of primes, right? And this factorization is unique apart from the order in which we write it. Yes, obviously this factorization is going to be unique for every number. If I talk about 6, it's 2 times 3. Or whether I write 3 times 2, it will give me 6 only. It's not going to give me any other number. And here 2 and 3 are prime numbers, right? Yes. Irrational numbers, Daksh, they are basically the ones which have non-terminating, non-repeating decimal expansion, right? Numbers like root 2, root 3, these numbers. Right, Shankar? So that's what I'm giving you example for. So example would be, let's say, as I said, 6. That's 2 times 3. Or you can write this as 3 times of 2 also. So both these are what? 3 and 2 are primes. 6 could be written as product of primes. And this factorization over here is unique. Why we say unique? Because on multiplying these two numbers, we will not get any other number, right? Yes, and apart from the order. Order doesn't matter here. All right. So I hope everybody is clear with fundamental theorem of arithmetic. No doubt still here? All right. So let's move ahead. Now we will talk about the applications of fundamental theorem of arithmetic. Yes, Muskan. That's made up of prime numbers. Right. So if P divides A square, this implies P divides A also, where A is any positive integer and P is a prime number, right? So we will be talking about this theorem. How are we actually using here? We will be using it to prove the irrationality of numbers like root 2, root 3 and so on like this. Irrational numbers we are going to prove with this theorem. Yes, Aditi, clear? Yes? All right. So to understand this in a better manner, we are going to use an example over here. So here we can see 16 apples, right? So let's try to distribute these 16 apples between these two friends that you can see here. All right. So what will happen? Total 16 apples are there. 2 kids are there. So each kid is going to get 8 apples. Very simple to guess, right? Now let's say we have got 4 apples. This time we have only 4 apples, but the number of kids are same over here. This has to be distributed amongst these 2 friends. So obviously each kid is going to get 2, right? 2 apples over here. So that was very simple to understand. So what we are doing here is, basically, what I'm trying to explain here is 16 apples were distributed between 2 kids, right? Right? 16 is nothing, but that's 4 square. So basically this 16 was completely divisible by 2. I can say that 4 square is completely divisible by 2, right? But then I distributed 4 apples between two kids. So 4 square is divisible by 2. 4 was also divisible by 2. That's what we are trying to do here. That 2 is dividing 4 square. That means this implies that 2 divides 4 as well. And this is nothing but that's the application of fundamental theorem of arithmetic, right? Yes. Root numbers you mean irrational numbers. Raja Kumar, the theorem that you're asking about, it's from similar triangles. We are on the first chapter, right? You're talking about the 6th chapter of NCERT. Don't worry, once I start with the similar triangles, we'll be discussing all these things in detail. Yes? All right. So I hope everybody has understood this. What we saw here was 4 square was divisible by 2, right? So 4 is divisible by 2 as well. This is what we saw in that theorem also, but it was just written in the generalized form. Yes? So in the language of mathematics, what I can say here is that if P divides A square, here P, if I take the previous example, right, P is denoting 2 over here, A square is denoting 4 square over here. Then P divides A also, where A is any positive integer and P is a prime number, right? So here P is what? It's a prime number, right? Yes. Yes, Dipesh. Any doubts still here? I hope this is clear to everyone. Yes? So here we were talking about the fundamental theorem, the applications of fundamental theorem of arithmetic, right? Madhiya Sakib, okay. Narendra Kumar, okay. Thumbs up, I can see. All right, all right. All right, Dipesh, all right. Okay, so let's move ahead. But now, we learnt about that this fundamental theorem of arithmetic, we will be using it to prove the irrationality of the irrational numbers. But how to actually prove irrationality of an irrational number, right? How do we actually do that? So let's learn it. Suppose I have to prove root 2 irrational. So how do we prove that? So basically, we will be using here the method of contradiction. Yes, I'm sure that all of you have heard about contradiction. Yes. All right, so first we will assume that the given number over here is rational, because contradiction method is all about this. First we are assuming that this is irrational. So if it is, this is rational. So let root 2 equals to a by b, because rational number is in this form, where b should not be equal to 0, that's a restriction, and a and b are going to be co-prime. Co-prime means there is nothing common between them except 1. Absolutely, Muskan. Yes, gaming Sunio. Ma'am in maths will get full. Is this a question or you are telling me? If you are telling me, that's nice. That's awesome. If you are so confident that you can get full. Yes? That are co-prime. So we all know what co-prime numbers are. So now I'm going to take this to the other side. Let's multiply this. We have b root 2 equals to a. Yes. Yes. Yes, gaming Sunio. Right. Now next step is we have to take square on both the sides. So on squaring both the sides here, what do I get? On squaring I'll get 2b square equal to a square. Makes sense? Root 2 square will become 2, b square would be b square, a square would be a square. Coming to the third step, which is use the application of fundamental theorem of arithmetic, right? So here that application says if a square, here I can see that 2 is multiplied by b square. Right? So a square is divisible by 2, right? This implies a is also divisible by 2. This is what we learned, right, in the previous slides. Yes? Correct. Because you see 2 is multiplied here. If I take 2 to the other side, it is dividing a square basically, right? So a square is divisible by 2 means a will also be divisible by 2. That's what we learned. This is what fundamental theorem of arithmetic, application of this is about. Absolutely, Shavi. Yes. SDT. Yes, yes, yes. So I'm sure all of you know that this topic is from your first chapter, real numbers. Yes, SDT, Shavi. Number 9 is irrational. No, 9 is not irrational. How can you say 9 is irrational, right? If you take square root, you are talking about 9 or square root of 9. Even if it is square root of 9, you would get 3. That's not irrational in that case. Yes, all right. Step 3, a square is divisible by 2, a is... Yes, 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 Shavi, absolutely. Step 3. So here what I can see is that from this step, what information do you gather? 2 is multiplied with b square. So definitely it is dividing a square, right? If you see it like this, it is dividing a square. So what we learned that 2 is a prime number. Since it is dividing a square, it will divide a also. So in other words, I can write it this way. A square is divisible by 2 implies a is divisible by 2, right? Root 2 is irrational already, right? Okay. Now we will assign value to a and we will substitute it in the above equation. So let a equal to 2c this time, right? If a is 2c, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to substitute it here, right? This will become 2b square as it is. If I write a as 2c, what will this become? This will be 2c square. So that would be 2b square equal to 4c square, right? It's okay, Astha. You have missed out a few things, but whatever you have missed, you can watch the recorded session later. But right now, please focus on what I'm explaining here. So obviously, 2b square would be equal to 4c square. So what can I see from here? I can see that this step, right? This could be written as b square equal to 2c square. Makes sense because this 2 and 4 will cancel out. Now again, I can see 2 is multiplied with c square. So again, it is dividing b square. So 1 again, the same thing. Yes. Yes, Swati. Any doubts? Why c? It's not that you have to take c only. You can take any other variable also. Not necessary that you have to take c. मैम हम लोग a को 2c क्यों मानेंगे, b क्यों नहीं? b क्यों नहीं, इसका आंसर I can give you because b is already there. Please don't assume b. So assume any other variable which is not mentioned here, right, to avoid confusion. Any other variable, let's say I can take it as 2p, 2q, 2v, 2w, okay, but not b because I have already mentioned b over here. So don't take b again, b is already here, b is already here. I hope this is clear. C क्यों लेंगे? It's not necessary C, you can pick up any other variable also, right? I hope this is clear. Step number 4, Muskan. So what we are doing here is, so again we are checking it. So now I assumed A as 2C. That after assuming it as 2C, I'm putting it here in this equation. It's going to be 2b square equal to 2c whole square, right? That's going to be 2b square equal to 4c square. So this will get cancelled out. What we have? B square equal to 2c square, right? Yes. Now can I say that 2 will go to the other side? It's nothing but that's basically b square by 2 equal to c square. What I can see from here is this 2. This is clear to everyone. First quickly give me thumbs up if you can, if you have understood this much part. Yes, Sajid, right, right. You are using different variable but the meaning is same. So Muskan, we are assuming here 2c. Why 2c? Because when you are talking about root 2 rational number divisible by 2, that's why we have picked up this number. All right, lots of thumbs up and smileys I can see. Awesome. So what the information, this was the previous step, you can see b square equal to 2c square. Can I say from here using the application of fundamental theorem of arithmetic that b square is divisible by 2? This implies b is also divisible by 2. C square equal to 2 by b. 2 by b? Absolutely not. That will change the meaning. That will change the meaning completely. C square equal to 2 by b. Yes. All right. I hope this is clear to everyone. Yes. So once we get this step, what we see from here is both a and b. B is also divisible by 2. And we saw that a was also divisible by 2. Right? So both a and b are divisible by 2. That means they both have 2 as a common factor. But what we assumed was that a and b are co-prime. They have nothing common between them except 1. Right? Yes. So this contradicts our assumption that a and b are co-prime. This is contradicting it. Yes. So this contradicts our assumption that a and b are co-prime numbers, right? So they are not co-prime. That means root 2, what we assume that root 2 is rational, this is wrong. Root 2 is irrational actually. So now you understood. Somebody just asked me, ma'am, why we assumed C also? B से क्यों नहीं solve कर दिया? Did you get this point? Yes, Gunashekar, you can do that. Yes. Contradiction, basically whatever you are assuming, ये आपकी अपनी ही चीज को contradict कर रहा है, right? First we assumed कि ये co-prime है. At the end we are saying whatever process we used, this shows that they are not co-prime. So this is contradicting it. Yes. Sai Patel. Yes, Dipesh, assumption was wrong. So Parvati, so I would like to answer to this question. When we proved it by B already, we proved it by B, we proved it with this variable in this one here, with A only, that it is divisible by 2. With just one thing, that it is dividing A. But with this here, I cannot say that it says A and B are not co-prime. I cannot say that, right? So I assumed another variable, 2C. I put it here and then I saw, okay, this is also divisible by 2. So 2 is dividing both A and B. That means they are not co-prime. Co-prime are basically those numbers that have nothing common between them except 1. So this is the contradiction method. I hope this is clear now. Yes. Hi, Badal. Yes, yes. So what we have done is first we are using the contradiction method over here. I'll be using some more questions on this. Don't worry, Sai Patil. You will get better clarity then. So contradiction method we are using here, right? Yes, Parvati, because we are assuming them co-prime, that's why I use another variable also. So first, after assuming them that they are co-prime, right, we say that obviously they have nothing common between them. So I took square on both the sides, this equation came. This shows that a square is dividing 2. I'm sorry, 2 is dividing a square, so 2 is dividing a also. Then I used another variable with this, right? Why we took that? Just to show that, yes, they are not co-prime actually, right? They have another common factor. So this is basically contradicting our assumption. Yes. All right, all right. So here in this question, we just proved that root 2 is an irrational number. Now let's pick some more questions so that we get a better clarity. Yes, let's take a look at this question. So this is basically a multiple choice question. You just have to tell me what the right answer is going to be. By which method do we prove irrationality of a rational, irrational number? Factorization, rationalization, contradiction, or expansion? Yes. Quickly. Parvati, clear? Alina, crystal clear? Shashank, root 9 is not irrational. That's rational. C33. Okay, let's check the answer. Yes, you're right. Because we just saw that we use a contradiction method to prove the irrationality of a rational number. All right, all right. Now let's move ahead. Let's try out another question. Prove that 2 plus root 3 is an irrational number. Instead of this, let's say if the question was, prove that root 3 is a rational number. So we would have been using we would have used the same process that we saw in the previous question. Same process, exactly same. But now that it is 2 plus root 3, let's first assume the same thing, that this is rational. Let's say it is equals to a by b. Again, b should not be equal to 0, right? And a and b are co-prime over here, right? A and b are co-prime. That means they have nothing common between them. They do not have a common factor. They cannot be divided by the same number. Yes? Now you understand what co-prime means? Now what we will do here is, I'm going to rearrange these sides, right? So I'll keep the root 3 over here, only I'll take 2 to the other side. This becomes a by b minus 2. So over here we know that a and b are basically what? They are co-prime, they are integers, right? So if you see that a and b are integers, so this whole thing, 2 is obviously an integer over here, so this whole thing over here, this will be a rational number, right? Because a and b are integers minus 2, this will give me a rational number only, right? But if you see, here I have got root 3, which we know it is irrational, right? So how is it possible? So this is implying that right hand side is rational, right? Right hand side is rational. But root 3, we already know that root 3 is what? Root 3 is irrational. How is it possible that a rational thing is equal to an irrational thing, right? Equality means both the sides have to be equal, right? But this is not equal. So what we can say is that RHS is rational. To be rational, LHS must also be rational, right? But this is not the case. This contradicts the fact that root 3 is irrational, hence assumption is wrong. 2 plus root 3 is irrational. One more thing, the sum of a rational and an irrational will always be irrational. Absolutely. Shruti, yes. Rational and irrational, how can they be equal? We already know that root 3 is irrational. Yes? But a by b minus 2, that is rational, right? How can they be equal? Raja Kumar, chapter 2, jaldi start kar dijiye. Don't worry. We will start very soon. Yes. Sajid, I'm not able to see the entire comment. This contradiction has arisen due to our, I'm not able to see the whole comment. Crystal clear? Yes, Muskan. Dipesh, solved. Thank you, Dhruv. Nasira, yes, you will get the session PDFs if you have joined the Telegram channel. There you will be getting all the session PDFs that we are doing. Yes. Yes, Swati. Got it? इसी क्वेश्चन की वजह से मुर्गा बनाया. Oh my God. Crystal clear. All right. Awesome. So this was easy. See, this kid also finding it very easy, just like you. All right. All right. So that's all. That's all from my end in this session. But I cannot leave you without the homework. So let's quickly take a look at the homework question. So you have to prove that root 2 plus root 3 is an irrational number. And let us know that you were able to prove it or not in the comments section after the session. So we saw how to prove root 2 irrational. We saw how to prove 2 plus root 3 irrational. In the same manner you can do this, right? Try solving this after this session and let me know in the comment section. Were you able to do it or not? Yes. So Mohammed Zaid, we are not just assuming that root 3 is, yes. First we are assuming that it is rational, right? जो homework ना करे उनको मुर्गा बना दूं next class में. I'm sure all my students are really good. They all will be doing the homework. All right, guys. So I'm sure that all of you are liking our mini series, right? Mini summer camp series. So science projects are there. I'm sure that all of you are liking it. You all are enjoying these sessions. Level Up and Explorers Club. Yes? All right, and don't worry, we have got you covered. We have so many sessions for you every Monday to Friday to make you exam ready. Now let me give you a glimpse of the upcoming session. Next session is on Monday, 23rd May at 7 p.m. I will be discussing important NCERT questions. So see, the concepts are done. Now I'm discussing the important NCERT questions now. So this is going to be really good for our revision, right? Yes. Small session, see, what you all can do is you have learned the concepts, right? So the right way, which you keep asking me how to study maths, the right way to do it, now that you have learned the concepts, go try out questions from your books, right, on these concepts. Start with the simpler ones, right? And see if you are able to apply this knowledge, whatever you have learned on this or not. Yes? Thank you, Sai Patil. Why homework is important? See, homework, it actually helps you. Though it is just one question, but if you see that it will actually help you in analyzing every day that was I able to understand whatever I learned in the class. Because in the class you are like, yes, I have understood because here I am solving and you are just seeing, right? But when you try it all by yourself, that's the best way to analyze yourself. Yes. Thank you, Swati. Thank you, Amrit. Thank you, Muskan. And another interesting thing, now Byjus classes is there with 2 teacher advantage. So first thing that you are going to get here is 24/7 video lessons on the app. Second is personalized learning journeys would be there, dual teacher model and instant doubt clarification. Wow, you're getting everything here. So what else you want? Thank you, Parvati. Yes, Dipesh, Shankar, thank you. Thank you, Elena. And please, if you are liking these sessions, please hit the like button and please share it with your friends also. If you feel that these are actually fruitful for you with your friends or anyone in your family, if you feel that these sessions could be helpful for them as well. And please subscribe the channel if you haven't yet. Yes, Sneha, I'm sorry I missed your message. Yes. So I hope this session was fruitful for all of you. So all of you, whomsoever had doubt in these topics, it's crystal clear now, right? No doubts in this topic. Yes? Sai Patil, already like, wow, thank you. All right. So what you can do is, whatever you have learned, because these are important topics, right, from exam point of view also, what you can do is, you can go through your books and try out a few questions on this. For this kind of question, we have to first root 3, then we do this step, it comes as a 2 mark. Oh my God. Thank you, Dipesh. All right, guys, so I'll see you soon. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.